All right, good evening, Tullahoma. Welcome to Mathis Field here at Grider Stadium in Tullahoma, Tennessee, for tonight's championship game for Tullahoma adult baseball between the A's and the Rockies. Before we get the game underway, though, we do have some awards we'd like to give out. So if you are an award recipient and you are here, if you would make your way to the field, I'm going to go through these in ascending order. And first, we're going to award batting average champion. So we're going to start with the 2019 Blue Jays batting average champion. That would be Bodie Tate, batting a .471. Next up would be the Second Amendment team. Batting average champion for them was Tyler Wright, batting a .467. Following him would be the Cubs batting average champion. That would be Luke Davidson, batting a .480. Michael Lynch for Jacobs, their batting average champion, batted a .636. Had a hot bat going this year. Out there on the pitcher's mound for the A's, their batting average champion would be Scotty Maupin, batting .556. For the Royals this year, their batting average champion was Jason Waller, batting a .526. Also out there on the mound right now would be the offensive MVP for the league this year, Gavin Elmore. And then our pitcher of the year from the Second Amendment team, Chase Davidson. So congratulations, players. Getting a good picture right there at center field.
Now, Lyle, this is that gentleman taking the photograph. He looks a lot like the gentleman who was giving out the awards.
He does. That's Colton's brother, Parker. He normally plays for the Rockies. He's going to be sitting out. He's on the DL tonight. He had an infection over the weekend and was pretty sick, so he's not quite up to playing. But, yeah, they're identical twins, and it's hard to tell them apart sometimes.
Oh, that is the truth. And, Lyle, how has the league turnout been this year?
You know, this has been our best year. Well, let me rephrase it. This has been our biggest year for adult baseball. We had 7 teams play this year. They played a 12-game season culminating in tonight. Some really good baseball, a lot of good players. It was a really good league this year, and we've had a lot of interest too. A lot of people have come out and seen it and said, "Hey, we didn't know that Tullahoma did this," and they've expressed interest in coming out next year. So we're expecting an even bigger league next year. A lot of these guys, they're former high school players, or some of them played a little bit of college baseball. Some of them are just out here because they love the game. There's some really good players out here. These guys are no joke.
Now, I remember when you guys started up the league, if I'm not mistaken, the batting MVP for the Royals is kind of who spearheaded this starting a few years ago, Jason Waller.
Yeah, Jason used to work for us here in Tullahoma, and he loves the sport. He loves to play. He loves to get out there and mix it up with these guys. So he helped start the league back in the day. I'm not sure what year that was, but he helped get it started, and we've tried to grow it a little bit each year. And like I said, this year has been our biggest one so far.
Well, I think that's a testament to what you guys, and you specifically as the program coordinator, and Colton as the athletics program coordinator, making all this stuff happen.
Yeah, Colton has done a great job spearheading this up this year. So,
well, I hate to interrupt, guys, but we're going to go ahead and do the national anthem so we can get this thing started on time. So,
excellent.
I'm going to make a quick announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, players on the field, if you could, please line first and third baseline for the playing of the national anthem. I'm a little bit winded from going up those stairs.
It is a long walk up there from the field.
It can be. It really can be. And we have a lineup change, actually, from the A's, but...
Yeah, we'll call that out when we get to it here.
But it's a lot more pleasant of a walk than it used to be since you guys down there at Parks and Recreation did, revamp this facility quite a bit. It's gorgeous down there now.
It is, and the field looks great, and it looks really good.
Yeah, our grounds crew does one heck of a job out here on the fields day in and day out. It is a real relief that it's not me and Lyle out here doing it each day.
You are
we
correct
just come
about
out here.
that.
We just come out here and the field's already ready for us.
All right, fellas, are you ready for the national anthem? Here we go.
Alrighty, players, it's time to play ball. Your 1 seed Rockies will be your home team. They'll take the field with Matthew Shepard on the mound. Well, Lyle, do you want to go ahead and give us the lineup for the Rockies out here? Or
yeah, let's see who we got here for the Rockies. So on the mound, like you said, excuse me, would be Matt Shepard. Pretty strong pitcher. He's put in some good performances this year.
He's runner-up for Pitcher of the Year this year.
Yep. Catching for him is going to be Gavin Elmore. He was our MVP of the league this year. He's also had a pretty solid season. Let's see who we've got going around here. On first base, we'll have Reed Emerson. Second will be Justin Reese. Third base, Carson Tapley. I happened to be working the game where he hit 2 home runs back-to-back at bats. That was pretty impressive. Shortstop tonight will be Derek Bowles for the Rockies. And then out in the outfield, we've got J.D. Parker at center field. We've got Jonathan Pearson out in left, and Cody Lynch brings it home in right field.
And 1 through 9 can hit the ball out there in the field. They're about average in the field when it comes to fielding the ball and making plays. They're pretty capable, but their real strength is going to be putting the ball in play and making the defense make plays.
All right, and players are out there warming up. The umpires will be taking over here in just a minute. There's also a middle school football game going on right next to us over at Tullahoma High School, so you can probably hear the band in the background. That middle school and high school band is pretty impressive. They'll be heading to Knoxville this weekend to go up and play with the Pride of the Southland band.
And what an honor. I mean, we are so fortunate here to have a high school band of that caliber.
Yeah, I'll be going on that game too. My son plays trumpet in the band, and I'm looking forward to it. He's really excited. He's been talking about it for a couple of weeks now. He's thrilled to be going.
Well, it looks like they're done playing here, and there's no time limit on the game, but we'll go ahead and announce it. Now batting for the A's is number 7, Nathan Hammer. Nathan Hammer is one of the better leadoff hitters that you'll see in the league here. He's going to guarantee to make some contact, but he has not seen pitching like Matt Shepard this year.
Oh, called strike on the first pitch there. Nathan batted .533 for the year, so half the time he's getting on base, so he's hitting it.
He has, and he's one of those guys that will really spearhead the offense. He's generally on base. So he swings and misses that pitch right there, but he's one of those guys that you almost guarantee to not strike out, but hopefully that's not an announcer's curse.
Yeah, really. Let's see what this third pitch brings here. And that would be called a ball, just a little bit outside right.
So far it looks like he's thrown 2 fastballs, 1 off speed. So he's going to take a break on the mound there and get the call from the catcher, Gavin Elmore, again.
Let's see, here comes the delivery. Oh, caught him looking.
Called strike on a fastball in the outside corner, and that caught right on the rubber there. He'll want to take that one back. Now it looks like coming up here is going to be their captain, Luke Groh.
Yep, number 8, Luke, is up next.
And I believe he was second on the team in batting average, if I'm not mistaken.
And I see he has that wonderful number 8 on.
Now batting out of the 2 hole is number 8, Luke Groh.
Yeah,
Just misses with that.
Number 8 was Luke's brother's number in high school when he was on the football team.
That was Eli's brother with the football team. That's correct.
One who pitches a fastball right over the plate. That'll even the count at 1-1. Now the A's are actually our 2-time defending champions, and they're actually going for their 3-peat this year. Now they had a decent year this year. Had a little bit of some issues, some issues getting some players sometimes to come out of the ball field, and they finished the season 6-4, which actually put them somewhere in the middle of the standings this year, but they were able to work through the tournament bracket and make some noise so far. And they beat the Royals, our 2 seed, 5-3 to get to the championship game.
And the Royals were stiff competition too. They were a really good team this year.
The Royals were 8-2 and finished second behind the Rockies, who are playing tonight.
And he walks.
Free bases are going to kill you.
So that'll put Groh on first. Third batter's coming to the plate.
Scotty Maupin, here's the batting average leader for the A's. Might make some noise here and get some runners in scoring position. Batter's your 3-hole, number 25, Scotty Maupin. Now, one thing with Luke is he's an aggressive base runner. He's not the fastest on the team, but he is aggressive. But with a strong arm on the mound and behind the plate, I don't know if he's going to be willing to risk that to start this game off.
Yeah, first pitch is a ball here to Scotty. Let's see what he brings next.
It's a fastball high, but he gets the called strike.
Yep, caught him looking at that one. You know, one of the cool things that we had on our list this year to do was to try and employ some more technology, and we're here tonight doing something really cool. This game's being filmed by LightTube. Our good friend Chris. Oh, there's a hit right up the center, in between first and second.
That'll move one runner into scoring position. So you got runners on first and second. And I'll bring up Taryn Maupin, your cleanup hitter here. You got an RBI opportunity from the get-go in inning number 1.
Yep, that was a solid hit there. But yeah, I'm trying to employ some technology. You know, we're here filming tonight, and this is a really cool opportunity.
Batter's the cleanup, number 19, Taryn Maupin.
Then this year we tried to employ the Game Changer program too. That was really cool. That worked out well for us.
Yes, so the Game Changer has allowed us to be able to keep up with season-long stats, which we then upload to our adult baseball website, where you can see the career stats and season stats or game stats, summaries, everything that you could ever want. It's all on our website. If you join the Facebook page, Tullahoma Men's Baseball League, you can click on that link and check out the website and see what all is happening in our league and see if maybe that's something that you want to do next year.
Taryn takes a cut at that one there. Swing and a miss, so he's sitting on strike 2.
Yeah, he's in an 0-2 hole. We'll see if he comes back at him with a fastball or something off speed. Set up outside. Ooh.
Swing and a miss.
Looks like a changeup maybe?
It was a wicked pitch either way.
Had some two-seam
Taryn's
action.
not happy about that one.
Well, we got Groh on second. He's in scoring position. Scotty on first. 2 outs.
Yep, just here in the top of the first. No score yet.
Now batting for the A's is your 5-hole, Zach Holder. Zach, he can hit the ball. He generally plays shortstop for him. He's a pretty reliable fielder and a above-average hitter.
Looks like he took a ball there.
It'll be interesting to see what Matthew's approach is up here on the mound this year, because they have not played each other yet this year. They've kind of gone around each other all year long, and this will be the first time he's seen this lineup, so he's having to figure out what he wants to do with it.
That one looks like it caught the dirt. That'd be ball 2.
Yeah, and right now it looks like he's working everything down and away, which is, never a bad thing, but you do run into some issues sometimes whenever you maybe pitching around it just a little bit too much and you get some free runners on base. You want to really make them work for it and put the ball in play.
Yeah, he batted 571 this year, so I don't know how many pitches he wants to put right down the center, because he's going to connect on one of them, especially with 2 runners on. Here comes the pitch.
It's a breaking ball.
Called strike.
A little history on the pitcher, Matt Shepard. He was actually drafted out of Tennessee Tech to play for the San Diego Padres, and he spent a few years there before moving out 3 years ago. So he's 3 years removed. And another breaking ball just misses.
be sitting on a 3-1 count. And yeah, that's something a lot of folks don't realize. These guys are all, 8 to 5 regular job guys that come out here and play baseball. And it's a big commitment. The adult league requires a couple of practices, and you're playing 2 times a week. Oh, and called strike there, full count, 3-2.
But yeah, it is a big commitment, and we try to work around schedules as much as we can, which is kind of why our schedule is the way it is this year, and each year that is. Games start at 6 and 8 o'clock. Try and get them right after work, but not late so they can get home to their families. And the full count got him swinging. Some disaster is averted early here.
And it looks like that's going to take us to the bottom of the first. Score still 0.
The A's go down off 1 hit, 21 pitches, and a walk that half inning. Here we're still scoreless, 0-0.
I think that's a testament to this, honestly, region's baseball prowess, the success you guys have with it. But where you were talking about Matt Shepard playing, minor league ball, which is still professional baseball, but the number of, just in this little circle you draw like a 30-mile radius around Tullahoma, and there are so many former professional baseball players, and folks talk about the football teams around here, but no, it's the baseball teams in this area.
Yeah,
sure.
The hardest coaching job at this high school is on this baseball field. Look at the turnover. If you don't have a successful, season, you're gone.
Yep.
And the press box now is our pitcher of the year, Chase Davidson, showing up a little bit late, but I've got an award for him.
Okay, we got to work.
Here's the pitcher of the year trophy right here. Right. Let's see if I can grab this for you. Now, Chase, I don't have his stats pulled up here right now, but I believe he only gave up 1 earned run on the season and led the league in strikeouts. He is actually just accepted a job at UAH down in Huntsville, Alabama. He's going to be an assistant pitching coach there on staff. And I believe you already moved down there just a few weeks ago, right?
Last night in Tullahoma.
Tonight's the last night in Tullahoma.
Vegas.
Last night in Tullahoma. Now, Chase is one of the few that's out here that a few people are planned on going to the World Series down in Myrtle Beach. And
that's right.
Now, Chase is one of those that has been asked to please come and pitch, begged and pleaded.
I actually think, dude, I was talking to one of the guys I played college ball with. I guess it was at Shelton, and he's actually wanting to come. So if we can ride together,
that would be awesome.
He's playing in the men's league in Birmingham.
Perfect. Now, Chase pitched at Troy University, if I'm right.
Yeah, I was there. I played 2 years at JUCO and then went to Troy in 2014 and 15.
And you said you did, a year of indie ball afterwards?
Yes, well, not even a year, a summer. I went up after I finished up my senior year, didn't get drafted, obviously, and spent June and July really in most of Kansas.
So what you see in this league is we've got a really mixed barrel of talent. I mean, we've got the top of the line, and we've got your average baseball player at 30 years old that just still living the dream and thinks they can still play.
Well, just because you're going off to UAH now, that doesn't mean you're not coming back to play next year.
No, he's gonna make that drive.
I had a good time. It was fun. I've been trying to find something like this in the last couple of places that I've lived, and when Yardumian told me y'all had a men's league, I was all for it.
Excellent. Well,
and
we appreciate
Yardumian
it.
is one of our officials for people that are listening to us tonight.
Yeah, Adam's one of our umpires. Does a great job for us.
And that's one thing. I mean, Adam is a proponent of Tullahoma athletics and Parks and Rec, and of the wonderful order of officiating.
Yeah.
He is an official through and through. I know he's at camps every weekend, and we miss him a lot. He just went back to school, and he actually just finished up a little internship with the Nashville Sounds where he was doing some statistics and some scoreboard operating for them this season, and we had a good chat about it, and he is just dedicated to his craft, and he's going to spend many, many years doing that, and that's his passion.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just wonderful. Well, I better hop off here and let you guys talk about what's going on down on the field.
Taryn mopping on the mound to pitch for the A's. Your leadoff batter for the Rockies is number 13, Derek Bowles.
Yep.
Well, Chase, it was good having you up here. Appreciate it. We have a ball to lead off the bat.
All right, so here we are in the bottom of the first. First pitch is a ball.
Now, Taryn Maupin, he is one heck of a pitcher. He struggles with accuracy at times, but he can throw the ball in the low 80s and make a lot of people miss. He's a very powerful pitcher, and on any given night, he's liable to throw anything from a no-hitter to a one-hitter.
Yep.
Quick
Count
three
stands
balls.
right now is 3-0.
What are the odds here that Derek Bowles swings at this one?
I'm pretty sure he's going to take a big cut. Let's see what happens here. In fact, he might come out of his shoes on this one.
He might either come out of his shoes or not swing. If he had a tennis racket, it gets a
Oh,
beach
he-
ball.
Takes it looking. Look, gets a strike. Counts 3-1.
Yeah, that ball just creeped right over that inside.
Mm-hmm.
He was looking for his pitch on that 3-0 count, knew he's going to get a free bag if it wasn't there. And there's the free bag right there. So
Yeah.
both teams have a runner, their first runner on base via walk.
So let's take you through the A's lineup here real quick. Like you said, on the mounds, Taryn Maupin. Let's see. Throughout there, we've got Nathan Hammer, Luke Groh, Scotty Maupin, Taryn's brother's out there. You think he's catching tonight. Got Zach Holder, Sam Thomas, Grayson Groh, Matt Martin.
Your batter for the Rockies is number 21, J.D. Parker.
And he takes a ball on his first pitch.
Now, J.D., he's not used to being up here this high in the lineup. He's normally your somewhere in the 4th or 6th range. He's got a lot of pop, but he's not your quickest base runner. And you generally see some of your quicker base runners here at the top of the lineup, but looks like they're trying to make some damage early and get ahead.
Yeah, and that second pitch was a little low there. It looked like it bounced off the plate for his second ball.
Mm-hmm. Now, Derek Bowles over there on first, he had 6 stolen bases this year. He's liable to move at any time, but with a 3-0 count, it's not really the count to run on here. He might wait around and see if he can draw a walk first.
Yeah, looks like we're going to have a sibling discussion on the mound
A
here.
sibling discussion up here, yes.
Yeah.
Now, these two work really good together, having a catcher-pitcher history.
I'm sure they've played together once or twice in their time.
I'm sure they have.
Maybe fought a little bit too. I know I fought with my brother occasionally, and it didn't have to be about baseball. Let's see what this pitch brings here.
He's going to take ball number 4. That's 8 straight balls, if I'm not mistaken. No, we had that.
We did have a strike
We did have a
snuck in
called
there.
strike in there. So
And now we've got runners on first and second, both walks.
damage early, and Gavin Elmore, your offensive MVP, will be up to bat. Now, Gavin, he's mostly pull. He likes to hit his ball in right center field. He's going to probably sit on a fastball, but knowing that the last few pitches have been a ball, he might sit around and wait till he gets a strike.
Looks like a little high outside.
Now, the Rockies are missing Parker Gunn tonight. He's out with an illness, and looks like he's sitting over there in the dugout as a supporter, cheerleader for their team tonight. I know he'd love to be out there, and for those of you who don't know, that is my brother. That is
Yeah.
my brother, and we've had our fair share of fights on the ball field.
I can't imagine.
No.
Now we're sitting on 2-0 now. You know, the pressure's got to be on the A's a little bit, too. Like you said, they're going for their three-peat. This would be their 3rd championship in a row if they can walk out with one here tonight.
That would be huge. That would be the first three-peat we've had in the men's league here.
Sure would.
And I believe this is
Sure
year
would.
6 that we're in now.
I believe that's correct, yes.
I think I was looking at the trophy earlier and just happened to see it.
Another pitch low. Looks like we're sitting
No, he
on-
gave him a called strike.
He did call it.
He
Oh,
did call
I
it a
saw that.
strike. There we go. Now, we got Wes Prater behind the plate tonight. Now, Wes, he's a veteran umpire. He knows that rule book upwards, backwards, sideways, and forward.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And he's been a great friend to Parks and Rec. We really appreciate all the work that he and his umpires have done for us in these adult games. And when we had Babe Ruth baseball, that crew works really hard to help us out. So we appreciate that.
Another ball off the corner, and it's going to be 3 straight walks to walk the bases loaded. We might have us a second mound conference. Not sure if they're making a pitching change
Well,
or
not
just
yet.
tossing.
Not
There
yet.
is no time limit on the game tonight, so we're not worried about any type of delays or anything. It's going to be a full 7 innings unless run rule is in effect. Run rule will come into effect starting in the 3rd inning at 15 runs. 4th inning is 10 runs, and thereafter is still 10.
All right. Second baseman came in to have a quick chat at the mound, too.
Looks like center fielder made it there, too. Second.
That was the center fielder,
Yeah,
man.
he made quite a run there.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think I'm coming all the way in unless I'm pitching.
He had something important to say there. Let's see if that calmed him down. Carson Tapley's coming up next.
It looks like all bases are in right here. They're going to go for a play at the plate. They don't want to let this game get away early.
Oh, called strike.
Called strike there, a little bit up. You know what they say, if it's high, let it fly. If it's low, let it go.
Oh, had to shy away from that one a little bit. It's a ball.
Counts even at 1-1 after that breaking ball just misses inside. And it looks like, do we have a middle school football game going on next to us tonight?
We do. Oh.
There's a lazy fly ball in the center to see if it makes it far enough. He tagged at third. The play's going to be made over there to third, so the runners will stay. But that'll be 1 run in, and that'll go down as a sac fly for Carson Tapley and an RBI.
And that's going to put the home team up by 1 here in the bottom of the 1st.
But that shows the important. You can't just give away those bases like that.
No, you can't.
Yep, there's 1 run scored and still no hits. We got 2 runners in scoring position here, and it's Reed Emerson to bat. Now batting is number 10, Reed Emerson.
Still got players on first and second. Reed takes a strike.
And that's probably just a little bit of patient hitting here, just seeing the prior at bats and knowing that the first few pitches have been a little bit high. And speak of the devil.
Both of these teams are tough, too. You know, a 1-0 lead. The Rockies got to be feeling that cushion.
Yeah, with these 2 pitchers that are out here tonight, you'd think that the runs would be at a premium here, but those free bases will always come back to haunt you.
Took that ball low. Called a ball.
By the way, I think that we have 2 outs, and I think there's only 1 out, if I'm not mistaken. You can just hit out a few times, and then the count. Yep, 3-2. We got 3-1 count.
All right, scoreboard is up to date. 3-1.
That's a count to hit, and it's another ball. That'll load the bases right back up. Infield's probably going to scoot back in, and you got to be wondering if they're going to make a call to the pen sometime soon.
Yeah, it's got to be some nerves. You know, Taryn's a tough player, but you know, when you get up there facing some of these guys, you know that you've seen what their averages are throughout the year, they can be intimidating.
Now here's Matt Shepard. He actually, even the worst batting average on the team is still a .318, and he's coming here to bat right now in the 6th hole.
It'll look like it popped that one off foul.
Batter's number 31, Matt Shepard. Now Matt Shepard, he actually he had a 0 ERA on the season. He didn't really have to do too much work. He was only in 4 games and threw about 2 innings each game and came away with a win. They were able to get ahead early.
High fly ball there, and he is caught out at first.
And it looks like that might have been even an infield fly there. He's probably not happy with himself there. Now bring up 2 outs, Justin Reese. Now batting for the Rockies is number 3, Justin Reese. Justin Reese on the season batted a .471, had 8 hits and 5 RBIs. Did I mention that he also led the team with 7 walks?
Which is not a good position for the A's to be in right now with the walk leader at the plate.
In just 24 plate appearances, he had 7 walks.
So he's going to take that pitch as a ball.
And he's already in good shape for it with a 2-0 count, so he's going to be looking for that fastball right over the plate that he can drive somewhere. If it's not there, he's probably going to let it go.
Yep, and the bases are loaded.
And there's that fastball, and it's going to bloop right over the first baseman, and it looks like 2 runs will come in for sure.
He's going to take the base hit, hold up at first. And Emerson's going to hold up at third.
And that is a 2 RBI single from Justin Reese, making your score 3-0 Rockies here in the bottom of the first with 2 outs and a runner on third.
The A's got to be careful here. If this game gets away from them early, that could be a tough comeback.
Batters number 24, Jonathan Pearson.
First pitch is a called strike.
Now, Jonathan Pearson, he had a few less games than the rest of the players on his team. He only played in half the games this year, but he still had a .636 batting average, which was just 16 paces. It was just 16 points less than our offensive MVP, Gavin Elmore, and he actually had a higher on-base percentage. And now you see why. It's a base hit down the third baseline. And the left fielder has just now gotten to it, and it looks like the runner will stand up on third. That's going to be an RBI double from Jonathan Pearson out of the 8-hole.
And here in the bottom of the first, the Rockies are up by 4.
They're going to have to stop the bleeding and quick if they want to make this a game. They've got the 9-hole Cody Lynch coming up to bat.
Actually, I think that 8th batter was Cavender.
No, that's Jonathan Pearson.
My eyes aren't as good as they used to be.
Batter's number 15, Cody Lynch. Tyler Cavender, he was supposed to play with the Rockies this year, but I don't think he ever made it out to a game. Not really sure.
Called strike.
Not sure what happened there. Quick 0-2 hole here.
And they're sitting on 2 outs. This pitch could get the A's back in the dugout, which is someplace they'd like to be right now.
And this is what they call the payoff pitch. And it is.
Swing and a miss. And a big strikeout there for Mr. Maupin.
That strikeout will leave 2 runners on base. Rockies scored 4 runs on just 2 hits. 33 pitches on the mound from Taryn Maupin. Your score after 1, Rockies 4, A's 0.
That's one thing, Colton, about those free bases, man. That really runs your pitch count up quite a bit.
It does. It runs that pitch count up. And our former coach used to always say that you can guarantee every free base is a run. It didn't have to mean that you give a walk up and you're going to give a run there, but you go back and look at the end of your games and you see how many free bases you gave up and then see how many runs were scored in that game.
Oh, absolutely.
And it is generally somewhere right around how many free bases that you give up. And if it's not, it was a really good display of hitting from the other team, which you can live with those displays of hitting because you at least can back it up on defense. But if you don't give yourself a chance and you give them free bases all night, they'll run all night.
Well, I believe he just walked 4 batters and the score is 4-0, so that's pretty accurate.
It is pretty. I didn't even happen to take a look at it just yet, but yeah, I mean, just 2 hits, but yet those 4 walks ended up costing them 4 runs there, and their defense did all they could do on, they got the balls in on time, but you just can't defend a walk, is what our coach used to always say.
Yeah, and the A's have a really good team too, and so do the Rockies.
These are both just really talented teams here. Both of them have a lot of experience playing baseball, at least at the high school level, and some even beyond. I know Luke Groh played some college ball as well. Trying to take a look at this roster and see if I recognize any of the. I do know that most all of these players did play at the high school level, even at the high school level here in Tullahoma for the most part. Actually, this Rockies team's a little bit spread out a little bit everywhere. You can say it's the Bedford County, Coffee County team, I guess.
Yeah.
It's Middle Tennessee area team.
And a lot of these guys are going on to the Adult Baseball World Series in Myrtle Beach here coming up in about another month.
Yeah, if I can point them, I'll point them out here throughout the telecast.
That's got to be pretty exciting too.
That will be. Now, we're going to go on here to inning number 2. Leading off for the A's in inning number 2 is number 3, Sam Toms. Now,
He'll foul that one back.
so going to this Adult Baseball World Series is your pitcher, Matt Shepard, and your catcher, Gavin Elmore. Those will be 2 of your high-profile players on the team. Your first baseman, Reed Emerson, will be there. Parker Gunn, who's out with sickness tonight, is going to be there. Jonathan Pearson, who drove in a run this past inning, he'll be there.
You'll be there too.
I'll be there, yeah. And maybe I'll act more as a manager. I don't know, but there's some guys that are a lot more talented than I am. But I'm just glad to go and have a good time with them. I'm kind of even just support even our program that we have here.
Absolutely.
Any win that we bring back will be a testament to this league, because we'll be playing against some guys that have some experience playing at the college level, because you only have to be 3 years removed from professional ball to be eligible in this league. So, and active college players, they don't have to be removed. They can still be active college players. So,
And Sam Thomas right now is looking at a 1-2 count.
oh,
Big swing and a miss. And they'll take the strikeout. First batter is down.
And those will happen right there, some of those big swings, but sometimes you connect on it and you send it a long way. That one just came back to bite him right there.
Some of that might be a little frustration too. It's tough to go down 4-0 in the first inning.
Yeah, and you want to get it all back with one swing, but most of the time it's going to come down to small ball. Batter is number 12, Grayson Grove.
And he'll call a strike looking.
Now, I don't know if you've noticed any, but it looks like he's using just a lot of that fastball tonight. I don't know if I'm going to make him hit it or what the strategy is.
Well, his pitch count has been pretty low so far, so his arm isn't tired yet. So he can probably wing out pretty much whatever he wants off the mound at the moment.
Yep, and as soon as I say that, here comes a breaking ball. But for the most part, you can see the catcher setting up down and away, trying to locate that fastball there. And there we go again with the breaking ball. So
That was a sharp pitch in there.
that was.
Count stands at 1-2. Here comes the pitch.
Oh, and it
And he
did
got
catch the
him
inside
looking.
corner.
Got him looking. 2 outs, 2 down.
The chance to strike out the side here coming up. He's only threw 29 pitches so far.
And how many strikeouts he had? 3?
Let's check.
I know he's had 2.
So far, Matt Shepard is through 7 batters faced and 5 strikeouts, actually.
Woo! Man, that's rough.
Batters number 3, Matt Martin.
Another called strike.
Now, I could be wrong, but I believe Matt Martin is the son of the head coach of Coffee County High School's baseball team, their baseball coach.
Oh, and just about took the pitcher's head off with a shot right up the center. And that's going to put him on base.
And I bet his dad would be proud there.
Shepard doesn't have to get a haircut for another month after that one.
He might have that balding look right where it goes right. Just took the hair off right the center,
That's
and he's
right.
got it growing on the side.
He and I'll have something in common.
I think Tony Gunn, he would be happy to say the same.
So the runner's on first after a line drive right to center field.
Now batting is Jason Schmidt.
All right, called strike. 2 outs are on the board. Let's see if Schmidt can bring a runner home here.
Now he's picked up his play a lot lately. He's been really hitting the ball here in the tournament, especially.
Oh, tough one there though. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
Looked like he had him guessing there. Looked like he was thinking it was going to be a fastball because he was way out in front of that one, and I think that ball might have bounced in the other batter's box.
Chance to retire the side right here. Outside for a ball.
And that's a good 0-2 pitch. Looks like the catcher Elmore set up on a double out right there, trying to see if he could either get the call from the umpire or get Jason reaching, trying to protect with 2 strikes. Not a bad time to run if you're on first either.
Oh, and another one looking.
And it's a called strike. Strike 3. Strikes out the side. Giving up 14 pitches, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. We're through 1.5. Your score is 4-0 Rockies. The Rockies are going to be coming back up to hit with the top of the lineup coming up again. And it will be the leadoff that's going to be up for Derek Bowles.
Where we're sitting, we can't really see the score in the middle school football game over there.
But we sure enough hear the band, and I don't know if that means that there's some scoring going on or if there's a...
It's hard to tell from this angle. But there's some scoring going on here on the diamond. The A's are taking the field again with a 4-0 deficit.
Now, Chris, what all does Light Tube film here in Tullahoma?
Well, you can always catch the Tullahoma High School varsity Wildcats on Channel 23. We partner with the Rooster 101.5, who brings you the play-by-play live on Friday night or Thursday night when they play on Thursdays, and then you can catch the re-air the following Wednesday night. And then we film, all forms of community events. Every spring we'll do 4 varsity high school softball games. We'll do 4 varsity high school baseball games. We try to bring as many sports to our broadcast as well as we can, as many as we can. It is about manpower and getting folks to do the hardest part is getting folks to do the commentary.
Well, the commentary is not a thing for me and Lyle. We might not be the most educated on it, but we like to talk and hear ourselves talk. Now, y'all did happen to do the Tullahoma Sports Council Hall of Fame as well, correct?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We covered that, and we show it every so often on our LightTube channel 6 and 15.
And I know that was a big success here for Tullahoma.
It was. It was a fun event, too.
And lots of just talent. Lots of talented athletes. We filmed the baseball banquet where David Hess spoke.
Oh, and that ball took a funny bounce.
Batters number 13, Derek Bowles. And for people who don't know who David Hess is he's a pitcher in the Baltimore Orioles organization, and he's still in the majors, correct? Is he still in the majors?
As of right now, yes, he's still on the Orioles.
He's still on the Orioles, so I remember playing against Hess at the time, but for all the Tullahomians out here, or I don't know if that's Tullahomans or what is it? What's the name for it? I don't know. But
I think most of us refer to ourselves as Tullahomies.
Tullahomies, all right, our Tullahomies.
Just don't call us Manchesters.
There were these 2 little Sheffield boys that were playing back whenever I was playing, and I didn't have much hope whenever I was going up there. I felt a little bit defeated from the get-go. I don't know if anybody can guess who those people were.
And Derek Bowles is standing right now on a 2-1 count. He just fouled one into the dirt right there.
And Justice just had one heck of an evening over there in Seattle. He's also up in the show right now as well.
Yeah, so talking about things in Tullahoma's baseball tradition and history, there's a pretty rich one sitting right here.
Yeah, and their dad, Travis, he's an assistant coach for the high school baseball team here, and one of the most humble guys that you'll meet. And, if you talk to him, he'll say that he's only known because of his boys. And so he's a great ball coach, and he's done a lot to help out sports in Tullahoma. And I think all Tullahoma would say that they're very appreciative of what him and his family has done for the sports here in Tullahoma.
That tradition goes back several years because even Travis's brother, Tony.
Yes.
Tony set that bar high when he played at Tullahoma High School and then went on to the professional level in the minor leagues. And then Travis coming up and with the ability he had, and then Travis's sons are just setting that bar.
Oh, yeah. They're just prodigies. Batters number 21, J.D. Parker.
Yep, and Bowles took a free base on that one, too, so the A's are struggling with the walks tonight.
Oh, and it's going to be a hard line drive from J.D. Parker, and I mentioned that he's got a strong bat, and which is why you normally see him in the middle of the lineup bringing in some runs. but it looks like he's going to go ahead and get the first two runners on, and we got Derek Bowles in scoring position off that hit from J.D. Parker.
Yep, players on first and second, rather. And that's going to put Gavin Elmore coming to the plate.
Now, Colton, did you play against Brian Morris as well?
Oh, I didn't play against Brian Morris. He's a little bit older than I was now. I did play against Hess, and I played both of the Sheffields, and it was just a very talented team at the time, and we played some good ball games there against them, but they were always going to be low scoring, and you really felt like if you got a 2-run lead that there was no chance that they were going to come back. And at the time that we played, Hess was not really in their 1 and 2 rotation, for their home and away starts. It was actually, it was back-to-back Jordan and Justice, and then you would even get some Repke thrown in there. And Hess was not, used as much, and that's just a testament to the work and the work ethic that he has, and how much time he spent into his craft, because he has just come such a long way, and he's had a really great career out there in Baltimore. And I know that I've seen some pictures on Facebook of him and Justice and everybody, and Justin getting to meet together and hang out. So that's a really cool story to say that you know those guys and got to play against them.
So Elmore had a hit there, went up the center, and fielder's choice. They went ahead and threw out the batter at second base, or runner at second base, excuse me. So now we have runners on first and third with one out.
Oh, and it's a hard line drive, and it's going to get over his head. It's going to make a play at the fence, and it's going to be off the wall. It's going to hit at the warning track. It'll be an RBI double for Tapley. Oh, if he makes it in there, no, he got him. He got him. He was not ready for that throw into second, so it'll go down as a single all the way at the warning track, but he'll bring in a run. He's kind of shaking his head. He knows he should have gotten down and slid, and put a little bit more effort there behind it, but they'll take a 5-0 lead.
In my very brief Little League career, that was one of the things that the coach told us, is he said, you never give up on a run. You run it until you touch that bag.
He'll look back at this, and he'll say, I can't believe myself.
But that's one thing. When you have a 5-0 lead, you can take those risks.
You can take those risks, but I don't think he'll be happy with himself. I mean, you can take some risks, maybe dive for some balls in the outfield where some if it gets by you might give up a run or something. But an effort play, generally you want to see 100% on each play.
Yep, and Emerson will take a strike there looking.
And I think we might be at a count 1-1.
I believe that is correct.
Sometimes I get busy talking and I can't remember where I'm at.
Oh, and that's a foul ball. That's going to find a windshield in the parking lot.
As long as it's not ours, we don't mind.
Hopefully it doesn't go over on the football field there.
It looks like most of the fans in attendance kind of parked back a little bit, so I think they had a clue that this might happen.
It's almost like they've been here before.
Yeah, it is. We run through a good dozen balls a night. Oh, and he's going to boot it over there on second. It's going to cost him a run, and then another error on the throw. He
overran the bag at first, and he's just going to settle for one.
And that's why you run through the bag. You are giving it 100% effort, because you never know with putting the ball in play what can happen. That's one of those things that we talk about, is that even you don't ever want to go down on 2 strikes looking, because if you get the ball in play, sometimes it just finds a bad spot on the ground and takes a nasty hop on you, and that seems to be the case there, because it went right off his forearm.
Yep, baseball's a funny game like that.
So that'll be an error on the second baseman, bring in a run there. It'll go in the books as an RBI for Reed Emerson.
It's like Shepard's going to take a swing and a strike there.
Batter is number 31, Matt Shepard.
Now it looks like Maupin has settled in a little bit this second inning.
It does look like he's calmed down a little bit. He's getting more comfortable up there. He's throwing some good balls. Still giving up a couple of walks, though, that are probably hurting him on the score up there.
And you might think I'm crazy, but 6 runs in this league does not always mean that you're out of it.
Oh, and a chopper right over the pitcher's head into center field.
That could have been called payback from when Shepard had it launched right over his head.
That could be, yeah.
I didn't even think about that, but I think that's probably what happened there. In softball, they might have had an exchange on the mound.
Yep, we are sitting on a 6-0 score here of the second inning.
We're working our way through the lineup a second time already. It's your 7-hole. Batter's number 3, Justin Reese. He's going to have another RBI opportunity. He had a RBI double in his last at bat.
His first one there, though, will roll foul for a strike. Runners on first and second. Maupin really wants to get this last out here and get back to the dugout.
Yes, and I know we mentioned last year that, or I know we mentioned earlier tonight that the A's are going for their three-peat. But what we did not mention is that this is actually a rematch from last year's championship game.
That is correct. It is.
And last year's championship game, the A's actually ran away with it in a 10-0 blowout in 4 innings. But there seems to be a little bit of a different shift here tonight. Some players have moved on, moved out of state.
There's another base hit, and it looks like a run's going to come in.
He might have to get down, but it's cut off.
No, he crosses standing. And the score is now 7-0.
And that will be Justin Reese's 3rd RBI of the game in just inning number 2. Batter's number 24, Jonathan Pearson, wearing Tyler Cavender's jersey. That's where that's where it came from earlier.
I knew I saw Cavender out there somewhere. Whether it's the person or the shirt, I knew I saw it.
Did he call that a ball strike there?
You know, I missed that count.
I think it's just one ball. And if he called it a strike, I'm right.
Now we got 2 balls. Count is 2-0 with 2 out.
We thank you so much, Wes, down there. He's constantly giving me updates on balls and strikes.
We do appreciate that, especially when we're not paying attention.
Yes, throughout the year that they have figured out. Oh, that was right off the shin, and if he's not careful, he might run home.
Yep. Oh, no, he's going to hold up, though, so we're going to have the bases loaded.
And that'll be another error on the A's. The free bases are really what's killing them, because that'll be their second. If you discard that throwing error also on the play before, we're looking at 2 errors tonight and at least 4 or 5 walks. We're looking at about 7 free bags, and what do you know? The score is 7-0.
Yeah, and you could tell on that play that Emerson did not expect them to make those errors because he just ran on. He ran on through first base, where if he would have been watching behind him, he would have seen the first baseman miss that ball. He probably could have taken second pretty easy.
Now, I'm not really sure what was the game plan there from Cody Lynch. He squared around a bunt and actually went through with it. There's 2 outs there, so he must have been bunting for a base hit.
Well, looks like he took an odd chop there, too.
Yeah, he's in the quick 0-2 hole, and he's going to have to really swing at anything close here and just try to make contact. You see what's happened the last few times the ball's been in play. They've kind of kicked the ball around. If they had a glove on their shoe, they'd be killing it right now.
Right. So it'd be 2 out, or be way past 2 outs. And that pitch is in the dirt.
Great block by Scotty Maupin behind home. Scotty is one of the best catchers that you'll find in the league. Between him and Gavin Elmore, there's not really much that's getting by back there. The umpires feel pretty safe. And that strike zone starts to expand a little bit.
Oh, yeah. And then the games that I worked out at Wagner Park at Green Field, a lot of the wild pitches is really what drove the score up. Oh, and there's another foul tip.
Not sure if that ball kind of ricocheted off of Scotty back behind home plate.
Kind of looked like he took it on the top of the helmet there.
Actually, it bounced off his left shoulder.
Is that what
it was? Protection over there.
Now, I do notice that Scotty has that attachment on his chest protector there that actually covers that left shoulder some, so luckily that pad might have taken some of the hit there. I remember I spent my time catching, and I always felt, any extra padding around that shoulder area, I felt like it limited me, so I took mine off, and I took my fair share of some off of the shoulder, and I'd come home at night and find seams all over my body, and now I'm thinking that maybe I should have put more equipment on. But
Lynch sent another one foul out into Fraser McEwen Park. So his count still stands 1-2 with 2 outs.
Looks like a dog found a new toy out there, probably.
Absolutely, and another foul.
This has been one long at bat here, and
But every pitch is just another
it's
another
wearing
throw Taryn's got to make, and all these foul offs, and that's got to be making. He's a tough player, but that's got to be making that arm tired.
he's already at 61 pitches, and 62 is about to come in. Oh,
and
62
he took a
got him.
strike. Looking, so that's going to end the inning.
Yeah, Cody didn't like that pitch. He didn't like that. It was a breaking ball that kind of got him right around a little bit, maybe right at the belly button area. Now, that's one of those that, can go either way. But we mentioned if it's close with 2 strikes, you got to be swinging. It looks like Wes wants 3 baseballs, so we're going to send him 3 down here real quick. Those foul balls from Cody kind of started limiting that stack a little bit.
Yeah, he's just increasing the cost of the league for next year to pay for all those foul balls.
So we...
and looking over where that foul ball went, too, something that's worth mentioning, there was a newspaper story from the Tullahoma News recently that talked about some batting cages. I spoke with a couple folks. You talked about the Sports Council event earlier. The Sports Council has raised some funds. I'm not sure where they stand yet or what part of the funding they have or what they still need, but there's some batting cages being planned.
Now, it's at Johnson Lane and Wagner Park,
Yes,
correct?
there's going to be 2 built out at Johnson Lane where the softball fields are, where the girls' softball plays. And then the other 2 are going to be over at Wagner Park. And I'm not 100% sure where they're going to go. It's probably going to be closer to Wagner 1. I don't think any of the site work, none of that, it's not in that phase yet. Right now it's just let's get the funding and talk about what we're going to build. But what they're hoping for is that's going to be the start of a bigger project to put batting cages in around some of these fields that all of our Tullahoma youth and when teams come to visit will use. Just another amenity that parks will have out there, which I think will be a good thing.
That will be a good thing. I've had people call me at my office wanting to know where batting cages were, and I just flat out told them I think you're just kind of out of luck right now. I mean, I knew that I think Baseball University does some teaching and I think they have some some classes and stuff that you can
I've been in Tullahoma since 2007, and when I moved here, I heard people talk about a place that used to be here in town that had batting cages, but it's not there anymore.
Yeah, and I used to go there as a kid, but at least here for the past, probably close to the last decade, I don't believe that a batting cage has been here, and it's something that a lot of the public has wanted, but Mayor Curley, at his initiative, the Sports Council was formed, and that is that we're bringing sports to Tullahoma. We're trying to really make this a place, a desired, a desirable place to come. Yes, it is a destination to come and play. I mean, you see the ballpark that we're playing in tonight, and you see the baseball talent that's came out of Tullahoma. This is a place that it's hard to believe wouldn't have a batting cage. And
there is a small hitting facility over here to the left.
Yeah,
of the
there
dugout.
is here at the dugout. But I mean, most of this time, this is locked up for.
Yeah, when the high school season's in, this is a guarded area.
Well, it looks like we're going to get underway here in inning number 3. Batter's the leadoff, Nathan Hammer.
Yep, Shepard's still on the mound, throwing for the Rockies. Having a really good game so far.
Yes, he is, and
had to turn the music down there for a second, make sure
for the people that are going to watch this. They're going to watch this broadcast. Please understand that you cannot hear this music up here in this press box.
That is true.
It is just mute. You don't hear a single thing, especially with these headsets on. We can hear each other talk, but that's about it.
Well, what's funny is I can hear the band in the football stadium next door, but I can't hear the music here in the stadium.
Yes.
So
they're really getting it.
That band over there is wailing on it, but they sound really good.
They do sound good. Now you already mentioned, didn't you mention already that you have a son in the band, right?
I do. He plays trumpet at the high school. He's a junior this year, and like we said earlier, they're going to be headed off to Knoxville this weekend. Play with the pride of the Southland.
Oh, their band's a lot better than that football team. I mean, I know that. Nathan Hammer's going to ground out the first baseman, Reed Emerson, be a 3UA.
And that's going to bring up Luke Groh.
Now batting is number 8, Luke Groh. He's a check swing. He's gonna call it a strike there. You could tell if he didn't call that, they was gonna make an appeal down the first baseline and probably get it from there. But it looked like it was about half and half there.
Yep, that could have gone either way, but he did make the call. That's a strike. One out here in the top of the third. That ball is going to foul over into the football stadium.
Maybe we can get that golf cart to go after it.
Yeah, that's right. And that's going to put the count at 0-2.
Now, if you watch this right here, I guarantee you that Elmore behind the plate is going to set up double out. He's not going for a call. He's not going for a strike. He wants him to swing at something he's going to miss. You see him how he's a little bit outside of the... Oh, and see that ball.
Oh, and he caught the corner.
He did catch the corner. That ball two-seamed back in over the corner of the plate. Called strike 3, and we got 2 outs. What you'll see from a lot of catchers in all levels of play is once they get in a big, if they get the batter in a huge hole, they realize they got a pitch to play with, they'll set up double out and hope that the umpire either gives them a call or the batter goes swinging. And that was kind of the case there, but that ball might have tailed in over the plate anyways. Batter's number 25, Scotty Moppin.
Here's the pitch, and he takes a strike looking.
Now Scotty, their batting average leader, they need him here in a big way before this thing gets out of hand.
He takes a ball outside there. Yeah, Scotty batted .556 this year. Had a pretty good run.
Yeah, and if they had gotten in a few more games, he'd have had a few more batting stats there as well.
Yeah, I think his stats belie it a little bit. If he would have played a little bit more, I think that he would probably be even a little bit higher than that.
Yeah, and him and Gavin both play catcher, and both of them can actually pitch a little bit. Now, Scotty didn't pitch any for us this year, but he sure can play.
And that ball's going to end up in the dirt. Counts 2-2.
A little chit-chat behind home plate. Probably cutting up a little bit. And that's the thing about this league is that there is big-time competition out here, but for the most part, these guys are out here just to have fun. When they get done, they're all buddies. There's no hard feelings either way going home.
No, but don't let that fool you. These guys like playing and they're competitive.
Oh.
They take this seriously. That ball's going to end up. Is he calling it foul or fair? He's calling it foul. There we go. But yeah, these guys do have, like I said, these are all working guys. They've got regular 9-to-5 jobs during the week or on the weekends, but they still come out and play this, and they like to have a good time. And, we've asked them before about, if you have the chance for a forfeit, what do you want to do? And they said, I don't want a forfeit. I'd rather play.
Oh, yeah, they want to come out here and play and compete. It's an easy win getting a forfeit, and, in the long run, if it ended up being a loss instead, they'd still take that loss over a forfeit any day of the week.
Oh, and he'll take a swing at that one, and down they go.
Down they go, and that's 11 pitches. Just 11 pitches that half inning there, and Shepherd's threw 3 innings and just 45 pitches only. The Rockies are going to bring up right at the top of the order again. We've got Derek Bowles, followed by J.D. Parker and Gavin Elmore. That's 1, 2, 3.
Well, if the A's are going to hold them off, they've got to stop giving up those bases. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see a pitching change here pretty soon. Not that Taryn hasn't put his heart into it, but those walks are killer.
I'm not sure what that discussion was right there, but hopefully some friendly banter. Looks like
Taryn's going to stay on the mound.
And it also looks like Justin Hill's going to come in and replace Jason Schmidt. Sam Toms from left field is going to move over here to second base, and Justin Hill is going to move to left field. Wonder if that's if they're trying to get some better fielding here in the infield following that last half inning. I don't know if that's their defensive adjustment or if it's a better offensive move, but both of them are very capable players, and looks like they're just trying to shift this lineup up some to see if they can get some kind of momentum.
Yeah, being down 7-0 in the third inning that's a tough pill to swallow for a defending champ. So they're going to do what they can to try and light this up a little bit.
Yeah, and see here. The Rockies as a team so far are batting at .500, but they've got an on-base percentage of .611. You can tell that those free bags are really getting them on base a lot, and the A's struggling to hit. Matt Shepard so far batting a .182 and just a .250 on-base percentage, and so far tonight looks like the A's have struck out already 8 times through just 3 innings. I mean, 8 of their 9 outs so far have come from a strikeout, so the defense hasn't had to do too much.
Yeah.
And if you've seen anything so far, it's that when you put the ball in play, anything can happen out here. So if they just get some balls in play, we might have us a game.
Well, just looking at Taryn's pitching statistics for the season, his pitch count for the whole season, now granted, it's only sometimes 2 or 3 innings depending on the game, but he only had 114 pitches for the whole season, and he's thrown over half of that just tonight in 3 innings.
He's at 62 pitches and just 2. He's only gone 2 so far. Here he's going for 3.
Yeah, and he had 8 strikeouts on the season. He only walked 5 batters, and he's hit that number tonight, +1, I believe. So, he's confident, though. So, and this team's confident in him. They're leaving him on the mound, and we're getting ready to start off the bottom of the third here.
Yeah, and the Rockies as a team bat .516 on the year, so this is not an anomaly here that they're batting a .500 tonight. That's right on pace for what they normally hit. Batter's number 13, Derek Bowles.
His first pitch is fouled back towards us. Start off with a strike.
Derek is a Manchester cop here.
What's funny is the last time I worked a game here at Grider Stadium, when the A's were playing, it was one of the times when you were out of town, and I took a foul ball to the window up here. This is double pane glass we're sitting behind, but that first pane did not hold up.
Oh, no, it did not. I remember seeing that. And I took a ball off this window just the other night, and I said there's no way that thing did not break, because that's got to be as hard as you can possibly get one.
And Wes is going to call another strike here.
Where they got a 1-2 count.
Here in the bottom of the third, and the score is 7-0 Rockies.
Ooh, a high leg kick there.
But the ball was low, and he'll take a ball there.
I don't know if maybe I just caught the tail end of that wind up there, but it looked like that leg was just really high on up there.
He put some effort into it. And another high one. It's going to make it a 3-2 count. Here comes the pitch. And that's another walk. So runners on first. And that's going to bring up one of the big hitters for the Rockies.
J.D. Parker, he was third on the team in RBIs with 12 RBIs this year. He had 3 doubles, which was also tied for the lead. He's been an on-base machine this year for him.
And he takes another one. Shortstop's going to get him at second.
Oh, and
we might have a double. Oh, and he missed the throw at first. So he'll just take a single out of that, but Bowles will take the out.
He'll take a fielder's choice there. He won't get the single out of that, but he certainly hit that ball awful hard, but the defense was ready for it and really just about made that a double play.
They were really close to getting 2 there.
Batter's number 22, Gavin Elmore. And I tell you what, J.D. Parker went so fast I didn't even get a chance to announce him.
And Elmore will take a strike.
A little bit more breaking balls here from Taryn in this half inning.
Yeah, he got off to a rocky start, but he seems to have found a little bit more of a groove now.
He might even be more comfortable throwing that breaking ball. You see another one right there. I mean, that's 4 of his last 5 pitches that have come in as a breaking ball, and that's what J.D. Parker was sitting on.
So 1-1 with 1 out. Elmore will swing and foul it off. 1-2.
Now, Gavin, he can hit just about anything, but the fastball, Yeah, I'm convinced that he could time a jetliner. He likes a fastball right over the plate. Take it somewhere to right center.
Here's the delivery. And he watched that one go across for a ball. 2-2.
Sometimes it's hard to see the depth up here, but I believe that ball just about skirted on the plate there.
Just about.
But from up here, it looked like, oh, man. Like, I don't know if I'd watch it again.
If he would have had a sand wedge in his hand, he'd have been out of here.
Oh, and he roped it, but it's right at the right fielder, and it'll be an easy out. And that's Luke Groen right, making an easy out number 2.
Yeah, Parker will still stay at first. And 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Still 7-0.
He was ready for it. But Luke was ready for it, too, out there in right.
Yep, that ball was headed right to him.
Batter is number 11, Carson Tapley.
That's one thing about all those Grow boys. Every single one of them was just a heck of an athlete.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is past their playing days, too, here.
He'll take a big hack at that one. And
I guess you just don't ever forget. Kind of like riding a bike. Outside corner.
Yep.
Got him, called strike.
He'll take strike 2 there. Maupin can retire the side on this next pitch.
They need this in a bad way. After giving up 7 runs in the first 2 innings, they need a nice little clean inning, and he got him swinging.
And he did take. Oh, and Tapley was not happy about that one. But that will retire the side, and they've held him scoreless in that inning.
Yeah, and that was just 15 pitches there from Taryn. He got out of an inning scathed, for, just absolutely nothing that the offense could do there. And they need a few more of that, but they've got to get some base runners first. That's step 1.
Yeah, the A's need to generate some offense here. This is an opportunity. They can keep that momentum from that. That was a pretty tight inning for them. They can keep that momentum going.
And Taryn Maupin's going to be the one leading us off, so he's going to have to help his own cause.
Sometimes, though, with any sport, not necessarily baseball, but any sport, if you get somebody who's got the drive and the heart that some of these guys do, take Taryn, for example. He was out there on the mound. He got off to a rocky start. He's looking at a 7-0 game that he's pitching. But he is not giving up. He's strutting out to the plate right now, getting ready to take a big old hack at the next pitch coming in. He might be the one to get the offense going here.
Yeah, and I think just from what I've heard before the game is I think the Rockies' plan was to save Matt Shepard this whole tournament just for this game, so his arm should be as fresh as they come. And I believe he had planned on going as long as his arm would let him, and his pitch count seems to be right on track for, he can groove it for 6. He can groove it for 6 innings, maybe even just go ahead and finish that complete game if he has to. Whenever they matched up against Second Amendment in the semifinals, they knew that they were going to have a hard matchup going against the reigning pitcher of the year in Chase Davidson. And so they knew runs were going to be at a premium. And they still elected to hold off on him, thinking that this championship game is where Matt was destined to pitch. So they held off, and they got out of that game with just a 5-0 victory. So the runs didn't really come. They didn't start coming until the end. So well,
it's like with the A's too. They didn't generate a lot of offense when they took the Royals out of the competition. They won that game 3-1, but 10 hits in that game. I mean, they had some hot bats.
And I do have the stats from that game here on me. And Chase Davidson started off the game, and he went 3.1 innings and struck out 6 in that time frame. But the 3 runs that he gave up were just enough to let the Rockies get ahead. It was after those 3 runs they kind of put it on coast because Carson Tapley on the mound, him and Reed Emerson, I believe Reed went the most of the way there. I believe he went 5 innings. Yeah, 5 innings pitched and 5 strikeouts there. And he caught the win for him last week. So they've just ran into a whole lot of good pitching for him this season. Between him, Carson, and Matt, there's been a very few teams that have been able to get some runs against them. Batters number 19, Taryn Maupin. We're starting inning number 4.
Maupin swings at the first pitch. Looks like second base is going to take his time getting him out, but he does throw him out at first.
And that's Justin Reese over there at second base there. He takes that high ground ball. Took like a nasty hop on him.
It did. He was lucky he was out in front of that one. That could have got over his head real easy.
And he's not a centimeter over 5'6" there, so he had to get some serious air there to get it.
That's a dual sport for you right there.
Now batting for the A's is Zach Holder.
His first pitch will take a ball. You know, this game did have to move from another night, too. We had the one night that we had rain was the night that this game was scheduled last week. So playing tonight, though, if you look out there, the sky is absolutely cloudless, and it is beautiful out.
This is the perfect night to play ball. It's a shame that we couldn't get it done last week, but we gave them a week break, and hopefully they were missing us out here.
Oh, he takes a swing and caught his own ball. Fouled it off his foot, looked like, or real close to it, and takes a strike.
Two-one pitch is on the way.
And that was a hard strike right there.
Yeah, that was just right where the catcher set up at.
He didn't even have to move his glove.
Didn't move.
He's setting up a little bit outside this time. Trying to make him swing, and he did. Takes the strikeout. 2 down.
And they'll throw it around here. There's been a lot of throwing it around. I believe that's strikeout number 9 on the evening.
Yeah, that's one of the other things. Is like, even though these guys take this, this is fun, but some of them do take it pretty seriously. They try to condition themselves, and you have an experienced pitcher like Matt Shepard on the mound. He's got experience up in the minor league levels. So, if you're standing out there facing him, that's no joke.
Batters number 3, Sam Toms. His name looks just like Thomas, but it's pronounced Toms.
And he's going to take a strike right there, no matter how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
On the outside corner.
Lyle is also our Parks and Rec comedian.
One of my many jobs.
Oh, yeah. He's also, DJ? Is it DJ Peapod?
Yeah, we have a farmer's market here in Tullahoma on Monday nights from 4 to 7 down at South Jackson Civic Center. And if you want to go down and hear what's on my iPod, we play the music down there and try to entertain you while you're getting your vegetables.
If I'm not mistaken, as Sam Tom swings and misses there for strike number 3 and out number 3, I believe you had some compliments from people saying that, that your music out there was better than what they heard at Bonnaroo this year.
The first week we did the farmer's market, one of the vendors out there, she came up to me afterwards, and it was the week after Bonnaroo, right after it ended.
Yeah.
And she said, I was at Bonnaroo the whole weekend, and she said, everything you played tonight was 10 times better than what I heard out there.
And I could hear Bonnaroo from my back porch, so I didn't even need a ticket. I didn't even need a ticket to get out there. So
now, I don't want to knock Bonnaroo because they bring a lot of money and a lot of good things to the area, and we appreciate their contribution to things. But I will say that if anybody from Bonnaroo is listening, you can hire me next year to DJ. That'll be just fine.
Yes, and you'll do it at a fraction of the cost.
Fraction of the cost. Actually, I might even just do it for onion rings. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, they do have some good food out there. And I remember I got the opportunity. I don't want to say it was an awesome opportunity or anything, but I spent some time setting up for Bonnaroo a few years in the past, and it was something else. I mean, I got to work on the arch. I remember he had me in a lift actually drilling some holes in the side of the arch to shove some wires through and have some lighting and stuff. So we were doing all the manual labor and
You did something right because it's still standing.
Yeah, the arch is still standing. So, but just remember, whenever you're walking underneath that arch, that somebody like Colton Gunn at the Parks and Rec might have put it together. So,
so walk around it.
Might walk around it next time.
Colton, not to burst your bubble, but they did replace the arch last year.
Oh, well, it might be because I drilled in it that one year.
And it's all Colton's fault.
We've got a pitching change on the mound finally. It looks like
We do.
Nathan Hammer is going to be on the pitch.
Yep, looks like Taryn's going to move out into the outfield, but he's pitched a heck of a game so far. The A's have got to generate some offense right here, and if they're going to do that, they need to hold the Rockies scoreless in this inning.
Yeah, and I don't think it was really any hitting that caused the score to be what it is. It was just a product of the free bases and then a few errors behind it, and you kind of see what's out there now. And this last inning, he's finally getting them over the plate consistently and really settled in, and
Yeah.
the Rockies throw up a 0. So it's just he knows all about it. He spent a lot of time on the mound, and he'll tell you that he just didn't have his stuff today. But Nathan Hemmer's going to try and keep this score where it's at.
Here comes the first pitch and had to back him off of the plate. He'll take a ball.
Batter's number 10, Reed Emerson. Looks like Scotty's going to sell one out there to center field there.
He was just checking the second baseman, make sure
Yeah.
he was paying attention.
Hey, Sam, wake up.
Another pitch inside. Ball 2.
Now, if I believe I'm correct, but I think Nathan used to pitch at Montlow.
He'll take a strike there.
I think he pitched at Montlow, but I mean, he's a heck of a hitter too, so maybe he was a hitter. Beats me, but I know that he was a ball player.
Oh, and he'll throw another strike. Threw it right in there and caught him looking.
Yep, and that was a breaking ball there. It started off just right outside the plate and came in to be almost over the center.
2-2. And that one will end up in the dirt for a ball. Full count.
Now Reed Emerson, he's batting .522 during the regular season and a .600 on-base percentage.
He'll take a chop at that one.
And he might be able to beat the throw. Oh,
Nope.
yeah, and he will beat the throw. It took a nasty hop on him, and it looked like Grayson over there at first kind of rolled his ankle as he was fielding that ball.
It was hard to tell. He's up and he's walking, so
We'll score that
He's
infield
taking-
single.
he's taking it slow, though. He must have rolled his ankle a little bit on that tumble.
Yeah, I think that ball took a different hop than he was expecting, and once he reacted to it so quick and tried to turn his body to make that play at first, just kind of stepped on the side of his foot and it rolled over.
For those of you watching at home, you'll be able to rewind that. We don't quite have the technology to do instant replay
Yeah.
up here, but you'll be able to see what happened there better than we did.
Batter's the pitcher, number 31, Matt Shepard.
And he'll take a strike on his first pitch.
And Matt Shepard, he also almost grazed Taryn's head last time he was up to bat.
Oh, big swing there. And it's on strike 2.
So Nathan heads up.
You know, and again, up here, your vision's a little bit skewed, but Shepard is not a small guy
No,
either.
he
He's
is
a pretty
not.
big dude.
Oh, it looked like he turned around almost like begging and pleading for that ball. Oh, and he did call it a strike.
He did take it as a strike. One out.
I wasn't sure if he made that a called strike or not. I didn't see a sign from West there, but
The sign
rung
was
him
all
up.
we needed from Shepard. When he
Yeah.
turned around and walked away, he wasn't real happy with that.
he was headed to
but,
the dugout. He said, "I'll do my work on the mound."
That's right.
Batter's number 3, Justin Reese.
And he'll take a strike. We've got one out here in the bottom of the 4th. Score is still 7-0 Rockies.
Justin Reese is the second baseman that made that great play on defense there on that ball over his head. And he's also driven in 3 runs tonight. He's had a really great ball game. And a little fact about Justin is he recently accepted a job at Cascade Middle School to be their head baseball coach. So he's just your average guy out here that
So no pressure, kids. If you see him
Yeah.
strike out here, no pressure. Don't bring it up on the first day of class.
oh, and he did.
He did. He took the what did
Oh, it was a foul ball.
It was. He called it a tip, so he stays alive. Counts 0-2.
And if you're watching this, replay that, but I didn't see the ball hit
Yeah.
the bat, and I don't know what happened there, but
It's a tough angle here to see when those funky pitches happen like that, but he called it a tip. So
yeah, so it must have shot straight down because it was completely hidden from us.
Reese is still alive, but after that pitch, he is gone.
And that was a foul tip, strike 3. Catcher caught it there.
2 outs, bottom of the 4th.
Emerson on first base, and the A's are looking to get 2 straight innings with no run scoring. Batter is number 24, Jonathan Pearson.
And again, the A's are wanting to get back into the dugout here because their time is starting to run short. They need to generate some offense, and they can't do that when they're out on the field. So,
yeah, and actually, I mean, if the Rockies were to somehow get 3 runs in this inning, this game would be called due to run rule.
that is correct. 10 runs,
10 runs
outstanding,
at the 4.
and that's it. Big swing there.
And this, Jonathan is not known for any type of finesse swings. He's going to swing that bat as fast as he can.
He can give him a 2x4 with a swing like that.
If he makes contact, that ball goes on a frozen rope. It reminds me a lot of Jason Waller from the Royals.
And we're behind on the count up here in the scorer's booth, but it looks like Wes caught us up.
Yep.
2-1. He'll take that ball foul. 2-2.
And we are just vibrating up here in the press box.
At first, I thought I left the music playing, but it's actually the middle school band next door with their rendition of "We Will Rock You."
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
They're not just rocking one stadium; they're rocking 2 tonight.
Oh, and I thought for sure that he was going to ring him up right there.
Nope, he takes the ball, full count, 3-2 with 2 outs.
Runner on first will be moving with the pitch. And right off the side. I think that didn't hit the face mask. That hit the side of the face mask and might have gotten his neck.
So he definitely took one really close right there. I think the mask saved him.
Yeah, it at least dodged some of it, but I mean, he was rubbing his forehead, so it must have hit on there hard enough that even that padding hurt.
Yeah. Well, with the swing like what he's got, if he's going to connect with it, it'll ring your bell, even if it hits you in the helmet.
So his teammate's going to check on him, and
well, he's staying in. Although Wes is having to guide him to the plate, he might be a little dizzy out there. You see any birds flying around his head?
If he's not careful, he might take another one right off there. Batter might not even swing, and it'll go.
That's right. So here we go with the full count.
Oh, mercy!
Oh, the pitch got by him though. It's a ball.
And now I'll tell you, Reed was taken off of the pitch there because it was a full count. So that wild pitch actually could have turned into an extra bag there, but it looks like he was content just to stay there at second. If the score was a little bit closer, maybe he would have been really on his horse.
Not many balls get by Scotty like that. It makes you wonder if that shot to the helmet right there didn't need to give him a few minutes to recover.
I don't know. That ball was way on out there, so I don't know.
It was a little outside.
Batter's number 15, Cody Lynch.
And Cody will take a strike on his first pitch.
And that's one of those adult league strikes right there where you see it might have been a few inches there off the plate, but give him the benefit of the doubt and tell him that we're here to hit.
That's right. Oh.
And he's going to double hit that ball, actually.
In golf, that would be a penalty.
Yes, it would be.
But he'll take a foul ball there for strike 2.
It's a penalty to even watch me play golf. A little known fact about Lyle is that Lyle was an amateur golfer at one point, correct?
Well, I'm still pretty amateur, but I did have a PGA card for a little while.
That wild pitch is going to move the base runners up 1.
Yeah, runners on second and third now.
Now, Lyle, who all did you get to meet whenever you were living in Florida, working at the golf course? You've seen some pretty famous people, haven't you?
I was very fortunate in my career. If you consider meeting other athletes fortunate, I got to meet several professional golfers, and the golf course that I worked at the owner was a former NHL player, and so a lot of Hockey Hall of Famers came by to visit his golf course, and got to meet a lot of NHL players from the Tampa Bay Lightning and some of the visiting teams when they would come in. Oh, and that ball's going to roll fair right at the third baseman.
I don't know why they didn't just make the play at first with 2 outs, and it cost them badly.
Oh, and the shortstop dropped the ball there. The runners don't advance, but tough call on the field there.
That'll go down as a fielder's choice in the books, but it'll also be an RBI. That is, I don't know if Matt was aware of the situation there at third just then, because there was 2 outs. He had to just make the play at first, and the inning would be over. But looked like he was concentrating between the lead runner over there at going to home and the one right behind him headed to third, and decided to make a play on the rundown. And it ended up biting him and cost another run.
So runners at first and second again.
Batter's number 13, Derek Bowles.
It looks like Derek's first pitch. I didn't see a call from West.
It was
there.
a strike.
It was a strike. And he'll take that ball foul into the football field as well. Hopefully they're watching over there. It's a good thing they wear helmets. And that'll put him on strike 2.
Now, if he was to really lace one out there in the outfield, those 2 runs could score, and this would be a final ball game actually.
It would be.
This would be a bit of a surprise, really, to see the game go so early. But I mean, that's just been the way the game has gone today. Everything's been going in the Rockies' favor. Now, they were a little bit favored coming into this match, but I think everybody thought that the A's would still be able to put up a pretty good fight here.
Yeah, and he'll foul another one off. He's still sitting at 0-2 with 2 outs. The A's really want to get into that dugout.
Now, Derek, he is not one to strike out. He is, throughout the year, he has only struck out 3 times this whole year.
He's got a hot bat there. But he's going to take a ball on that one. 1-2.
He is fast. He is a contact hitter. He does not hit for too much power, although he can, but he is a contact hitter through and through. He's a textbook leadoff man.
Well, and that one's going to roll foul as well. Staying alive.
I wish we had some sound bites up here. We'd play some Staying Alive.
Every time I hear that song, all I can think of is doing CPR at the office.
You've watched some Grey's Anatomy, haven't you?
I was never big on that one, but I did watch The Office.
Oh, my wife loves The Office.
And he'll take a swing and a miss there, and that's going to retire the side.
And that is the announcer's curse, I believe, right there.
It might be. You might have cursed him.
The Rockies will score 1 run off just 1 hit, 32 pitches that inning. Nathan Hammer was able to get that last strikeout in there. He had a few long at-bats there between Cody Lynch and Nathan Hammer.
But, you know, one thing when you were talking about earlier about meeting athletes and stuff, you know, I've been fortunate enough that I've met some professional athletes in my time. But, you know, these guys that are out here playing tonight are just as good as any of those guys as far as personality. You know, they're a lot of the – you do meet a few that are a little – they're a little high on themselves. But, you know, most of them are just like these guys that we're watching play tonight. You know, they came up through the ranks. They've worked hard to get where they are. They haven't forgot where they came from. You know, they always sign autographs for little kids, and you know, they're good with the fans. You know, you do get a few now and then that have some struggles, but you know who was probably one of the best that I saw in my time in the golf business was professional wrestlers. Now
Professional wrestlers.
Now they've got these personas on TV where they are absolute maniacs and they do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But when you get these guys in real life, they are totally different. Totally different than what you see on TV.
I'm sure they have to. I mean, they play a role, and we've got J.J. Webster in this league, who is our Ric Flair master. He is every Facebook comment is replied with a Ric Flair gif, and they always make sense. You know exactly what he's saying with it. It's J.J.'s one of our funner players we have here in the league. We've got quite a bunch of characters that play with us, and it really becomes a everybody in the league ends up becoming your friend, and
Oh, yeah.
everybody will know you as the Ric Flair guy. So
And if you want to check it out, too, you can go on Facebook and check out Tullahoma Men's Baseball.
Yep.
That's our Facebook page that we communicate all the game information. If you're interested in coming out and watching a game, or if you want to look into talking to some of these guys and maybe get on a team next year, hop on there and give it a like and watch for a little bit, and jump in when you feel when you feel the need. But just be prepared for the responses you might get.
And we're going to go ahead and get inning number 5 started, and then throughout this inning, I'll give you some information on how you can join the league next year. Batters number 12, Grayson Grow.
The A's really need to generate some offense here, and that was a tough shot to the first baseman. He'll get out at first. 1 down in the top of the 5th.
And that is just a hard pitch to hit. That's a fastball right on the inside corner of the plate. Looks like the batter reacted a little bit late there, and instead of being able to pull that ball down the third baseline, kind of jammed him, and he tried to kind of jeter inside out that swing, and just a lazy ground ball to first. Easy play for the first baseman, Reed Emerson. Batter's number 3, Matt Martin.
Matt's going to take a ball on his first pitch.
And if you guys remember, I believe it was Matt that I believe that hit that ball right back at him, right over his head.
I think you might be right.
I think there for a second I was thinking that it was Taryn Maupin, but I believe it was actually Matt Martin.
And he just about did it. Oh, what a snag by the shortstop.
That is Derek Bowles. I told you that man is quick, but that is a great piece of hitting from Matt Martin. Just got robbed by the shortstop, Derek Bowles. And everybody in the Manchester PD will be all over him and parading him with flowers tomorrow. SC top 10 play for sure.
Well, if he comes in limping tomorrow, you'll know why.
I'm sure they'll really understand. And Jason Hill is going to pinch hit here for Jason Schmidt.
But the A's got to get these bats going. It's 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
Now batting is Justin Hill.
Check swing, and he's going to call that a strike.
Yeah, a little bit of a grin there from Justin. I don't know if he 100% bought in on it. And he's wondering probably whether it was a called strike or if it was on the swing.
Well, it didn't look like they looked down at the first base umpire, so I think he either knew one way or the other that he was caught.
And that ball just misses on the outside corner there, but a few inches off the plate. Looks like might be a strike in some other games that are a little bit closer, but he's going to make him work here.
Shepard's going to make the easy out at first.
And it is a 3-up, 3-down inning. You had a strikeout. Oh, you had 2 lazy ground balls, 1 to first and 1 to the pitcher's mound, and then that frozen rope up the middle that was absolutely snagged by Derek Bowles. So that was a good inning there by the defense, and Shepard didn't pick up any strikeouts that inning.
Yeah, and that was tough too. Had that ball gotten by Bowles, we might be looking at a couple of runners on here.
Yeah, I'm telling you, a few times through the lineup, they're going to start picking up. They're going to start picking up the speed. They'll get used to it, and then they'll start being able to put the ball in play. And really, I think what really hurt them is throughout this year is the times that they missed in the 2 games that they were scheduled to play. Not being able to play against them and being able to see what he had this year, they just kind of threw him for a loop here tonight.
Yeah.
But they've got capable pitchers on the A's, but the Rockies were fortunate enough to see all of these guys last year as well. And it looks like we're missing Brandon Weddington out tonight for the A's as well. I'm not sure if he's out sick or where he's at, but both the A's and the Rockies are missing one of their key players on offense. And Brandon's a great pitcher as well. Brandon, if I'm not mistaken, Chris, I think Brandon played for the high school, Tullahoma High School here. He's on the Babe Ruth 2007.
At Wagner Park.
Yeah, he's on that little award that's hanging on the concession stand.
And what is Brandon's last name?
Weddington.
I believe you're correct. I'm fairly certain that Brandon Weddington did play at THS.
Yeah, I know. I know Jalen. I know that Scotty Maupin, and I know Sam Toms, Luke Groh, and all them, spent a few years on the baseball team, and some of them were lettered 4 years. But this team is a really talented team. I know they've kind of dibbled and dabbled at some softball too, so I know it can be kind of hard to time the pitches, from going from one sport to the other. But they're just a group of athletes out here, and they've got a really solid core, and getting them all out here on the same night has kind of been the only issue this year. It's going to be a ball to lead off inning number 5 for the Rockies.
Here comes the second pitch. Backs him off of the plate a little bit. Also going to be a ball.
Batters number 21, J.D. Parker.
Parker's had a pretty good game tonight, too. He swings a big bat.
Looks like JD's betting the 500 here tonight. He's had a hit, single, walk, 1 run scored and a walk. He's always a guy that's going to hit it hard for you.
Well, if the A's aren't careful, they're going to give him another walk to add to that list here in a second. Here's the 3-0 pitch.
Oh, and he went 3-0 swinging.
Yes, he did.
Deceptively far there.
But he is caught for the out. Center fielder makes the play there. Bottom of the 5th, 1 out.
Looks like that was Taryn Moffin who had a good read on it from the get-go. That ball, it looked like it was carrying a little bit, and I was waiting for Taryn to start camping under it and make the play, and he finally did. Really good play. This can be the time of night where that ball starts blending in with the sky some.
Oh, yeah. Or it could get lost in the lights, either way.
Batters number 22, Gavin Elmore.
Takes an outside pitch for a ball. By the time the fans at home get to watch this game, it will have happened already. But tomorrow night is Thursday night coming up is the tailgate party for Tullahoma High School's first home football game. I'm not sure who they play on Thursday. Do y'all know who they play? Marshall County's coming to visit us. So that's on Thursday night, and y'all will know the score of the game by the time you watch this broadcast. But that's going to be a highly anticipated home opener there.
Well, the Wildcats had a hard-fought loss the first week, and then came back and just decimated Coffee County last week with a
35. Yeah, 35-0.
So,
and there's a walk.
And Tullahoma, Coach Olive said he's got some big boys. He expects his defense to be there, but he doesn't have quite the speed that they had last year, so they know that's probably going to hinder them in a couple of games this year.
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of changes they've made to account for that. Maybe they play a little bit more of power running style, or are they an aired out offense, or what is their trademark this year?
Well, with Ben Fulton under center, I think you're going to see a little bit of both. He can put the ball out there. The main thing is, I think, really just getting those it will be that middle game that you won't see a whole lot of.
That pitch is low for a ball.
Batters number 11, Carson Tapley.
If they just don't have the ability to outrun the defenders, once they get breaking open field, you're not going to see that little middle section where you gain a lot of the yardage.
That's a hard hit ball to left field.
Oh, but Justin Hill
missed the
didn't get
catch.
there. And luckily for them, Gavin was running back to first, but he puts on the Jets, and he's still going to make it to third, it looks like. So it'll be a stand-up double for Carson Tapley, which will bring 2 runners in scoring position for Reed Emerson, who can bring home the 2 game-winning runs.
That's correct. If he gets these 2 runs home, we will have to run rule this game, and it will be over.
And I know y'all have already enjoyed your time with us and want more time. But if you want to see us more, you can come over to D.W. Wilson during the week. And me and Lyle is your program manager for the Parks and Recreation here in Tullahoma.
That's what the business card says.
And I'm the athletic coordinator. I guess I should say that my name is Colton Gunn.
That
and
is
I'm
correct.
the athletic coordinator here for the Parks and Rec. And
And sometimes comic relief.
And sometimes comic relief. If you don't know what I look like, if you just happen to be at the rec center and you see somebody with some crooked glasses on, you've probably found me.
That's right. Ask for the guy with the crooked glasses.
Ask for the guy with the crooked glasses. And
I'm Chris Barstad with Light Tube Channel 6, 15, and 23.
Yeah, and we appreciate LightTube coming out tonight and supporting this game, giving us some cool headsets to try out here and call this game for these guys. And looks like Emerson's going to take this ball to center field, and he is caught for the out.
oh, he's going to get dusted
But a
at
runner's
home.
coming home here.
Oh,
he
he is-
stands up.
That'll just barely make it to be a sac fly there, so he'll get the run in there and he'll sacrifice an out. Tapley looks like he's content to stay over there on second base, not advancing on the play, but that'll bring this game to a 9-0 lead, and we're 1 run away from the ball game, but there's 2 outs.
But again, like we were saying, we appreciate LightTube coming over and helping us put this game on and show you folks at home what these guys out here can do in this baseball league.
Batter's number 31, Matt Shepard.
And he'll take a big swing there for strike.
Yeah, you
one.
could tell he was trying to put this game.
He was trying to end it on that one. And if you enjoy this kind of stuff, if you like seeing these type of events, let us know. You can either let us know at Parks and Rec, or you can call up LightTube. We have all kinds of events. We've got a flag football league getting ready to start up.
Yes.
We'll have junior NBA in the fall. Adult baseball will be back strong next year. So, we love the opportunity to bring our programs to the folks out here that play, but also to the folks at home that maybe can't get out to a game. And if you ever want to come to a game, like I said, check us out on Facebook. The schedules are always there, or you can give us a call. We'd be glad to get you the information and have you come on out and enjoy the evening with us.
And Lyle, I think there's something that we have neglected to say here tonight. Is there something going on Saturday too? Friday.
Yes, there is. On Friday night, for those of you who have been around Tullahoma for a few years, this will be the 5th appearance. I believe it's the 5th appearance here at Fraser McEwen Park for Resurrection, a Journey tribute. Of course, by the time this event airs, that concert will have already happened. So you'll be looking at memories of that concert instead of hearing us talk about it. But those guys are awesome.
And Resurrection has, it's the 5th time that they played for Parks and Recreation. But this will be their 7th trip to Tullahoma, because
That's
they
right.
also played at South Jackson Civic Center and 41A Music Festival.
That's correct. I
They
forgot
did.
about that. That's right.
And that's a called strike on Matt Shepard there, and that'll strand that runner on second. So we do have another inning under us. So you're not done hearing from us just yet.
Nope. At the end of 5, your score is 9-0 Rockies. One more run from the Rockies, and this game is over. But if the A's can get their bats heated up, they could turn this around still. I've seen games so far in the adult league this year that just looked like they were runaways after the first 2 innings.
Mm-hmm.
And the opposing teams have come back strong. So the Rockies are looking in pretty good shape right now, but I wouldn't give up. The A's are that kind of team where they've got some talented guys that can, if they can turn it on, they can make this a game.
And it looks like the Rockies are going to show no mercy. It looks like they're going to leave Matt Shepard on the mound. He's not walked out there just yet, but if they were going to bring somebody in, it would have been Reed just then, and he's headed back to first. So looks like he's down to go for the rest of the game here tonight. And with the performance he's had this year and the performance of this game, I'd say that it's probably best that they keep it that way and let him get his final hoorah for the end of the season.
Oh, yeah. And I'd like to commend all the programming that you guys put together over there at Parks and Rec. Of course, we've got Journey Resurrection, or Resurrection, a tribute band
Right.
coming up. But then after that, everything you guys do, you were talking about your athletic events, but you guys also have, of course, next fall, y'all have Little League Baseball. And then following you also host and take care of all the fields for softball.
That's right.
For,
That's right.
Soccer. And then your Lunch and Learn
The Lunch
series
and Learns are a huge series.
that won you guys an award this last year.
It did. We got a 4-star award from the Tennessee Recreation and Parks Association for best community center program for 2018. So we'll be up for an award again this year, not for Lunch and Learn. We're going to put a different program in for the nomination, but it's a lot of fun. We enjoy putting on programs that people like to come to. But our ideas are not always the best ideas. Of course, we think they are.
No, they are not always the best.
and not to leave anyone out, I mean, everything that Sheila puts together with the aquatics department.
Oh yeah. Our pool staff, and we were just talking about that today. Actually, I was looking at some numbers, and Parks and Rec employs over 100, almost all high school students. Some of them are first year college, but a lot of young folks. He needs some baseballs down there.
Yeah, and looks like, and we're gonna have for this flag football season, we're gonna have a few more from the football team that are gonna be officiating for us on Saturday mornings, and that'll generally 3.
Yeah, we try to partner with other folks. Lanham Library has been
used one you can
really good to us. Looks like he's going to go ahead and take the first pitch there.
You hear some crinkling. We've got some brand new pearls that we're going to send down there to him. Now batting is number 7, Nathan Hammer. And we're back to the lineup for a third time here on the A's. So now will be the time that we see if they've been able to make an adjustment to what Matt's up there throwing on the mound. And for the most part, it seems that he's thrown a lot of just fastballs at them, but that occasional off-speed pitch has really been sitting them down in order.
He'll take a strike there, too. Count is 0-2. He'll definitely want to take a swing here. They've got nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose here anymore. Oh, and it was a slow one there.
He did.
Can't tell from up here, but
Shepard will get another strikeout there.
Can't tell from up here what that was, but it looked like a changeup. Didn't have any break to it. Looks like it just dropped on him. Come in looking like a fastball, and all of a sudden, that ball was 10, 15 miles an hour slower and just dropped right off the table. And
yeah, those off-speed pitches, they can really mess a batter up. Even the best batters struggle with those.
If there's any baseball players that are watching this show tonight, that changeup, if you can really develop that changeup, it can be a very devastating pitch, and it's a little bit less harmful on your arm than those breaking balls are. If you ever see the slow motion pitches of these athletes pitching on the mound, those curveballs, your arm just does some crazy things. But that changeup, it can really just change the batter's perspective up there at the plate. Looks like a fastball and just comes right off.
That one will go pretty far outside for a ball. Counts 1-1.
Batter's number 12, Drew Groh.
I think that one stung Elmore's hand a little bit because I heard him groan after he caught that ball.
Yeah, it looked like, and he's flexing his hand down there too. I think he stung on that one. And that's a hard strike there. 1-2.
For the record, there is 3 Grows on this team. There is Grayson, Luke, and Drew.
Oh, and he'll take a swing and a miss there. Another strikeout for Shepard. 2 outs now, top of the 6th. The A's really need to get something going here.
And it'll be Scotty Maupin coming up to hit. Batter is number 25, Scotty Maupin.
When you hear those repeats in the batters there, we're also announcing it over the loudspeaker for the fans downstairs. And he'll take that ball foul into the parking lot. Sounds like it hit the roof.
Ooh. Better than my truck. I mean,
I don't know. We're parked right
we are
over
parked
there.
right underneath there.
We might be going out to a spider glass or spider web windshield here.
We
in a minute.
might.
That one bounced right off the back of the press box.
Oh.
Now's just a really bad time for that. Rent was due.
Oh. Oh, and he overthrows first base. It looks like we're going to get a double out of that ground ball. And that's going to give the A's a runner in scoring position. And it looks like Taryn Maupin's coming to the plate.
Let's see if they can. Let's just start off with a run. It's the way you got to look at it is you got to go a run at a time. So you've got to match him. So you got a runner on second. You've got to get to second now. So we need hit a double out in the gap.
It always sounds silly, but that's one of the things, one of the running jokes that I used to know in the Boy Scouts is how do you eat a 1-ton elephant?
What is
One
it?
bite at a time. So it's one run at a time.
That's what we got. You got to do it. I know it seems like it's a big hole to climb out of, but I mean, you got to continue to get runners on base, and it's not one swing of the bat. I mean, everybody's got to do it. So try and find a gap, get at least one run in.
That's one of the things you see on strong teams too. Is with what you just said there. Somebody's got to do it, and a lot of times they'll finish that sentence with "It may as well be me." When you have games like this where it's 9-0, it's real easy to point fingers and say, "Oh, it's your fault we're losing, or your fault that this happened." But a lot of times when you're struggling like that, you just got to point inward and say, "You know what? This is a team effort, and it may as well start with me."
Scotty will. Meanwhile, Taryn will take that pitch right down the plate. We're even at 1-1. He's going to try and trade places here with his brother Scotty over there on second. And it looks like the outfield's shading towards the right, thinking that he's going to hit this backside. But he throws a breaking ball right off the inside, and it's a called strike. What you'll see with a high-speed pitcher like Matt Shepard on the mound is they're anticipating that the batter will be a little bit behind on it, so they're going to shade over to the right side of the field on a right-handed batter. So your center fielder is shifted over to play right center here.
Oh, but he reached for that one. That was a tough pitch there, and he's not happy with that. But Shepard will take another strikeout. That's going to retire the side. And we move on to the bottom of the sixth. The score is 9-0.
And that's through 5.5. So one run here, and that'll be it. They've got the middle of their lineups coming up right here, middle towards the end. So we've got your 3 hole is going to be up to bat to start it. Your 7 hole is going to be up to start it off. So you got 7, 8, 9, and then we'll get back to the top of the lineup. But really, the bottom of the lineup has been providing a lot of the manpower for them, because your 7 hole is Justin Reese, and he's got 3 RBIs on the night.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at it right here, it looks like Justin Reese has got 2 hits, and then Jonathan Pearson has 1. So you got 3 hits just out of the next 2 batters. So there's a lot, and that's 4 RBIs split between them.
Well, not to discount the A's, but, if you look at the Rockies throughout our season, they finished undefeated. They were 10-0. Everybody they faced. What's funny about the way that they play, it seems like in most games, if not all of them, they get out to a big lead early, and they just make it to where the opponents they can't catch up.
Yeah, and I've got the standings right here on me, and on this season, it's just really a display of dominance here. The Rockies scored 127 runs in the regular season and allowed only 16 runs on defense.
So if you think about that, 127 runs over a 10-game season, they're averaging almost 13 runs a game.
They're averaging almost 13 runs a game and hardly giving up a run. So it's they, like I said, with Matt Shepard, his thing was that he got 4 wins on the season, but he didn't even pitch 10 innings on the year. So
right.
He would pitch 2 or 3 innings, and they'd already take that lead, and they'd be up comfortably and pull them out. And that way they were able to maintain their arms and keep them healthy, and they could really pitch anybody they wanted to at that point. So they've been lucky and fortunate enough to be in that situation, because I know there's a lot of teams in the league that are struggling for pitching and looking night in and night out at the same person and hoping that their arm's not going to fall off. So if you're out there and you have an arm, that's what we're looking for here in the league. There'll be teams that would love to have you.
Yeah, the teams that we had this year, it actually changed a little bit. A while back, we had the Braves and the Pirates, were a pretty long-standing team that was in our league, but they both, merged out into other teams. So this year we had obviously the A's and the Rockies that are here tonight. We had the Cubs, the Blue Jays, Jacobs here in town put together a team. I tell you what, nobody played with as much fun and enthusiasm as those guys did. They had a great time playing.
That was a great group of guys there too, and each night, it didn't matter what the score was. There was going to be nobody that would be here an hour in advance, and they'd be in the cages hidden. And they were cracking up and having a good time all the time. And another one of my favorites this year was trying to think of his name over there on the Royals, Brandon Luter.
Yeah,
he is a former Marine.
Oh, there's no such thing as a former Marine. He's still a Marine.
Oh, well, he was a Well, he is a Marine, and
they'll tell you that too.
yeah, and now he draws 100% PTSD disability from PTSD. But he come out here and he did not record a single hit this year, but he had more fun than anybody out there. And if you
I know it.
if you were to see his Facebook page, he's made some edits to where he's on the cover of Sports Illustrated running the bases and stuff. And he comes out here and just to watch the games. And really, I mean, he's one of those guys that'll put a smile on your face. And he's already committed to play with the Blue Jays next year. And you could see the strides that he made this year getting better. And he is a power lifter. He is a weightlifting extraordinaire. And
that was kind of an odd chop to first base, and it looks like the runner just said, "You know what? To heck with it.
Yeah,
you're going to get me anyway."
Sometimes, at this level of play, you're not. It's not. You don't have a coach going to breathe down your neck. If you hit the ball to the pitcher's mound, you're out.
Yeah, that's good. Unless there's a really bad fielding error, that's over.
Unless you're into that kind of exercise. Batter's number 24, Jonathan Pearson.
But, guys like Brandon and even these guys that you're watching tonight, and that'll be a strike right there, that's what they're out here to have a good time. And if you come out and play or come out to the games, those are the kind of folks that you're going to meet. Just people that love the game and they love to get out and be active and do fun stuff. And, that this is a great group of guys to be around. They enjoy it and they have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun with them.
I talked to my friends and family about the league as Jonathan Pearson grounds out to second base.
And he does get the out there.
Yeah, part of me wondered if the play was going to be made there after a while. Thought I jinxed him.
I was skeptical there for a second.
But I was mentioning is that I was talking to some people, and which he saw a lot of the Cubs team is players from Shelbyville, and that's where I used to reside for 18 plus years, and I tried talking to him. I was like, the thing is with this league is that at first it sounds weird, just going out and playing ball again, and you're like, I don't know if I've played before, and I don't know these guys that I'm playing against, and I might just come out one night, be a fill-in player for somebody.
Oh yeah.
And because there's
line drive to first,
and it looks like that's gonna be 3 up, 3 down, and it is. We're gonna go all 7.
They got hot on defense. Let's see if they can turn the offense now.
But I just tell them, I say, get out here and come and play just one time with us, just a game or whatever, and kind of fill it out, see how you like it, and once they come out one time, you can guarantee that they'll be back. And since we were new to Tullahoma, it's kind of weird introducing yourself and putting yourself out there to meet new people and to do unique things. It's real easy to stay at home and watch Netflix, or it's real easy to be on your computer and play video games, whatever it is. But when you get out here and you have an experience and you're meeting friends and you're having fun, it ends up changing your life. And I think that's what's happened for a lot of people, is that it gives them that time after high school, after college or whatever, that they can see their friends again. They get out of the house and they don't, you're not just trapped by yourself anymore. You get a chance to really go out and live your life. And
well, that was one of the things I worked the last game that Jacobs played in the playoffs, and I talked to a couple of the guys when we were finishing up the night, and he said that was the that was the whole drive for them, is that they didn't care if they won a game or not. They just wanted to come out and play and have a good time.
Yeah, and if you're like me, you're around my age, is that you haven't been out of college for too long, and you're entering that phase of life where a lot of your friends are getting married, some of them are having kids, and you think that maybe your lives are splitting up, like my priorities are somewhere else, and you're like, I can't ever get out to hang out with my friends anymore. But this is just 2 times a week that you're guaranteed to come out and see your friends and hang out with them. And the wife or your girlfriend, they love coming out here and watching and even supporting you. This is an opportunity that you can still hang out and see your friends.
Oh, yeah, it's as much as a social activity as anything else, too, especially for the folks in the stands. I mean, I know you can't see it on the camera there, but there's quite a few people down below us that come out and support, the players on the field. There's some players from other teams that wanted to come out and watch the game tonight. These are guys that they played against and probably lost to at some point to be in the stands. Not to sound mean or anything, but let's just call it like it is. But they're all out here to support each other and have fun. So it's just as much a social event as anything else, too.
Yeah, and we give a lot of credit also to our concession staff who's out here each night. I mean, we try and make it as close to the real deal as possible.
We do.
Leading off inning number 7 is Zach Holder.
So now here we go in the top of the 7th. The score is 9-0.
These will be the last 3 outs unless 9 runs are scored. He's going to go ahead and go for the complete game, and he's only had 76 pitches, so he's well within his limit. We generally, in the rule of thumb in most all of baseball, at least at the professional ranks in this age group, 100 pitches is kind of where you want to cap out at, unless you're throwing a game like this. Then you can let him get a little bit out there as he swings at strike number 2. But he's well within his limits, and he knows his arm probably better than anybody that I've ever seen.
That's another thing to remember, that, not everybody throws like Matt Shepard. And
yes.
that's not meant to insult anybody, but, Matt he's a pitcher.
Yeah, and there's a reason.
Seriously.
And there's a reason that this team is where they're at, and it's not all due to hitting. When you've got guys like this on the mound, this is not – you're not seeing this every night and every time you play. No. So if you're seeing this, this game tonight, you're thinking, well, that solidifies my role as not playing. Trust me, there is all different levels of talent here. There are some really good players, but decide what is your team? Are you that competitive team, or are you that team that wants to come out here and have fun each time?
Right.
Or you mix of both. What you got to figure out which one you are.
And we know what that one was there. That's a ball outside corner.
Batter's number 3, Sam Toms.
We've got one out here in the top of the 7th. Counts 1-0.
If you're like me, this game has flown by tonight.
It does seem like it's gone pretty fast, but we've talked through most of it. So.
We have talked through a lot of it. And a lot of nights, I'm telling you, me and I know Lyle can attest to this, is that we spend a lot of time up here in these press boxes sitting alone talking to ourselves. And
that's right.
We enjoy watching the ball games as much as anybody. These are some of my best nights, just sitting out here and watching these guys play. Sometimes I wish they were closer, if they sometimes they can get a little out there, but watching a great baseball game this time of year, there's nothing like it. In the field, the fields that you're playing on, it's such an aesthetic feeling. I don't know how to explain it. It's you just kind of take it in. Whenever I get here an hour early for the games, I see the field and I see you just see all of its beauty and everything. And it's just like a wow moment.
Mm-hmm. So Tom's is on the mound, or on the at the plate here. He's facing a 1-2 count. He just fouled one off. Let's see if he can generate some offense for the A's here, and he takes another ball outside. 2-2.
Wonder if he comes back to that fastball here. It seems to be his payoff pitch here lately.
And he's got nothing to lose too, other than the.
And there's a high 80s fastball there, gets him swinging.
That's 2 outs.
We're down to one more out. Looks like it's going to come down to Grayson and Grow. Batters number 12, Grayson Grow. And following this game, we're going to have Chris Barstad here with Light 2, who's going to try and do a little post-game interview with the winning team and talk to the player of the year, Gavin Elmore, and kind of find out, a little bit about Gavin and about their season, see what it feels like to be the Tullahoma Adult League Baseball champions.
There's another ball outside. Counts 1-1.
And we already have another team that's committed to playing next year, so.
Yeah, that's what they said. We're looking forward to it. That'll be hopefully 8 teams next year, plus anyone else who wants to play. And don't think, with what you just heard, we don't just sit up in here in the press box and watch the game either. There's some work that goes behind this. You've got to time the music. You got to operate the scoreboard. You got to operate Game Changer. You got to maintain the lineups, watch for pitching changes. I mean, it's a busy one-man band show up here.
It is, and we even at one point were doing walk-up songs.
Yeah.
And I had to.
It's hard to do when you're just one person
Yeah,
in the booth here.
I ended up just saying, you know what? I think I'll pass on that one this time around. But
It's not wrestling; it's baseball.
yeah, but we. And that's strike number 3, and that's
That's
going to be the
strike
ball
3.
game. That's the ball game. Your final score: Rockies 9, A's 0. Your Rockies are your 2019 Adult Baseball League champions. A's will finish in second place following a 6-4 regular season, but they went 2-0 to start the playoffs. They're that close to a three-peat. Thank you to our officials for tonight, our umpires. Thank you, Wes, for all that you've done for us this league. We appreciate you. And I'll get you to sign some paperwork here in just a little bit. But if we could